Welcome to Modern Motoring. We are with the 2025 Toyota Corolla Hybrid all-wheel drive. Not much is new for this year. Let's go over the two quick things. On the top trim XSE, you get a larger 10.5-inch infotainment screen, and you get a 9-speaker JBL audio. Aside from that, everything else is pretty much the same. So if you're here and you're watching this review, chances are you're looking for something a little on the economical side, both price-wise and fuel consumption-wise, but you still want to have the capability of all-wheel drive, regardless of whether you need it or want it. It's part of your checklist. So let's go over some basic numbers with the Toyota Corolla Hybrid all-wheel drive. So it's still a 1.8-liter four-cylinder engine, putting out 138 horsepower. Toyota does not publish torque figures. As a comparison, the gasoline version has power and torque figures in the mid-100s. Jumping into fuel consumption, because I imagine that's going to be a pretty strong driver for you. With the hybrid, it's a 43-liter fuel tank, and fuel consumption comes in as low as 4.7 liters per 100 kilometers. You throw in the all-wheel drive, which has a set of electric motors on the rear, which means your gas tank has to be a little smaller, and Toyota's gone with a 40-liter fuel tank, and your fuel consumption jumps up just a little bit to 5.3. So with the non-all-wheel drive, you can go about 1,000 kilometers per full tank, and with the all-wheel drive, that comes down a bit to 750-ish, just looking at dividing 40 liters for the tank by the 5.3. Driving styles and characteristics will either raise or lower that figure, as it does with anything. This is through and through a needs-based car. So if you need something to get you to and from, if it's a commuter car, if it's your first car, if it's just another car to add on to what your family already has, as far as something a little smaller goes, the Corolla does a pretty solid job of it. There's a long list of standard safety features. Yes, I know it's a little underpowered, and I don't think anyone should hold that against the Corolla, because you're not buying the Corolla for performance. As I ran up that ECVT, no one's buying a Corolla for performance, and you could hear it drone through, but it does everything that a car is supposed to as far as the needs side goes. Gets you to and from. You can still get up onto the highway. It might get a little on the louder side as you get up to speed. The big draw here is that it's hybrid and it's all-wheel drive. You're getting the capability of the all-wheel drive system, plus you're getting those terrific fuel savings. A couple of highlights for all Corolla hybrids: you get wireless Android Auto, wireless Apple CarPlay, you get heated front seats. Higher trims get a heated steering wheel, and the XSE trim here gets sunroof, as does the SE, and you can get heated rear seats as well, depending on the trim that you get. So it's not a bare bones trim, and there are 4 ways you can get the Corolla Hybrid, with the top 3 being all-wheel drive. So there's really no shortage of choice here. And just as a small aside, for 2025, you can get 10 different versions of the Toyota Corolla, starting as low as 23,000 Canadian as an MSRP, and going up to what we have here, which is the mid-30s. Yes, for 2025, the XSE gets the larger 10.5-inch screen, but the other one, which comes standard, really isn't all that small, and it's still very user-friendly. And what I like the most out of this whole center stack area is your HVAC controls are still hard touch buttons. Very easy to utilize in a world where we're going heavy on the digital side. A couple of interesting notes here: there's no volume dial, and I know that Honda really got raked over the coals for that a few years ago. Toyota's got volume buttons just beneath the infotainment screen, but they also have buttons on the steering wheel. The heated seats come in 2 stages, either high or low, and they are big, chunky buttons, and they stay on. So if you want your heated seat to be on all the time, and you don't want to have to reset it every time you start and stop the car, Toyota's got you covered. Same thing with the heated steering wheel, which is just to the left of the steering wheel itself. For the button, you push it, you keep it on, and it stays on. Everything overall is so well laid out. Again, easy to use, easy to pull your information. Not a lot of time having your eyes off the road itself. Keeping with the theme of simplicity is the instrument cluster. Very easy to see, nice big font, no guessing, and you can go through a bunch of different screens, get a bunch of different information. So this isn't quite a stripped down version of a modern car. It's the top trim, and it's the most expensive way you could spec a Corolla for 2025. But Toyota hasn't complicated things here. They've made it very accessible, very easy. So if this is your first car, the learning curve is going to be extremely low as far as getting used to the HVAC system, the infotainment, pulling information out of the instrument cluster. We'll do a quick touch on pricing, and all of these are Canadian figures as MSRPs. The LE comes in at $28,490. The SE comes at $30,630, and this specific XSE trim comes in at $36,085, and these are all figures for the all-wheel drive option. Now, the Civics come out with a hybrid, and it's pretty good. It's got a lot of power, a lot of strong driving dynamics, but it's not all-wheel drive. So yes, the fuel consumption is quite impressive, but if the all-wheel drive is something that you need and have to have, Toyota wins out on that side. I think the power figures for the Civic are, it was 201 horsepower and 232 pound-feet of torque. So if you do want a little bit of excitement in your drive, that Civic Hybrid just might deliver it. But again, kind of focusing back on the Corolla Hybrid all-wheel drive, this is your no-nonsense, needs first, very function-first vehicle that'll get you to and from. Toyota's got a great history for reliability and longevity, so as you do your research, if you are looking for something in the compact sedan segment, definitely keep that in mind. One last note on pricing for the Civic Hybrid. Low trim is at $33,600. Top trim is at $37,100, so it's pretty close as far as the top goes. It's about $1,000 difference. The second from the top for the Corolla is $30,000, so it's more expensive to get the low trim Civic compared to the second trim here, but they're very close to being even for the two top trims. That's going to wrap it up for the 2025 Toyota Corolla Hybrid all-wheel drive. That's a lot of words. If you have any questions on what you've seen, let me know in the comments. I am more than happy to get you answers as soon as possible. I thank you so much for watching, and I invite you to join our social media platforms. We are on all of the major ones. I thank you for the support. I thank you for watching, and I encourage you to tell somebody about the channel if you think that they might like it. And with that, thank you again, I guess for the third time, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.